of the avenue that is available to them to raise capital, apart from bank finance and NBFC as a possibility. So it's a combination of things that we are trying to do at NSE.
Now, despite this situation, what kind of steps NSE have been taken for balanced growth with the investor security?
See, we want investors to come to capital markets. And what do I mean by that? Investors are those people who invest today and wait for many years patiently and not look at short-term gains per se. So we want good quality long-term investors, particularly from the retail space, that can provide the required impetus for growth and development of the country. And because it's going to be long-term oriented, it'll help the country overall. Likewise, in the foreign investor space, if you look at the quality of money that is coming in, it can be measured accurately based on the foreign FDI flow rather than FPI flow. So portfolio investments can come today and go tomorrow, but FDI is slightly longer term. Therefore, that's what people look at.
Now, with the economic uncertainty and the crisis, that the market volatility is on the rise. It is increasing every day. What steps NSE has been taking?
No, market volatility is not something that NSE will do anything about. It is what it is based on what we are seeing. In a geopolitically uncertain environment, there is bound to be some amount of stress and volatility, and that is part of the natural twists and turns that we will see. However, today the derivatives market in India is very well developed, whether it is equities or currency or fixed income or commodities. And therefore, there are enough opportunities available for investors to risk their portfolio risk across the various asset classes that I just outlined. So the good news is that we have the ability to guide customers to guide investors on how they can hedge their portfolio risk.
Now, what kind of technology that the NSE is having to handle such situations, sudden spike in the market?
See, NSE's technology has been very, very acclaimed for close to 3 decades now in the whole world. In fact, on many days, we see a huge number of order messages hitting this exchange vis-a-vis any other exchange in the world. We have seen 2,000 crore order messages hitting NSE within one day, which is just 6 hours and 15 minutes. So the technology that we have is able to manage all of this. Plus, we also are able to manage risk online on a real-time basis. So it's not just the management of the volumes, but the management of the risk as well that we have been extremely acclaimed for. So I think the volatility per se can only create a spurt in the number of order messages or a spurt in the number of trades. We are able to manage all of those things very, very effortlessly.
Now, with regard to this, SEBI had made it clear that there should be a strong surveillance and transparency, and what kind of technology that NSE is going to deal with this kind of situation?
See, NSE is already using AI in many of the activities. For example, in surveillance, in deciphering offer documents, in reading or summarizing lengthy court judgments, in training, in development of the software codes, and so on and so forth. So we are constantly, looking at the various patterns, the behavioral patterns of investors, and coming up with counter strategies to make sure that the market integrity and the entire well-being of the entire marketplace is ensured.
With the evolving regulatory expectation, what kind of steps and how the NSE Tech platform is going to deal with this?
See, the NSE Tech platform is constantly being upgraded. For example, in terms of speed, the investments have made it possible today for us to offer, a nanosecond speed response times, right? Plus, in terms of, the robustness of the architecture itself, we have been investing a lot of money in the last few years to make sure that we are very, very robust and able to deal with any big spurts in volumes. In terms of cyber security and ability to deal with the huge number of attempts being made every day to bring NSE down, there again we have been able to successfully thwart all these potential attackers for all of these years. So we'll continue to monitor the situation and make investments as needed.
Now, apart from Taiwan cities, right now we do see a large number of Tier 2 cities is also right now is coming up with arising using this sort of investment interest.
Yeah, definitely. Investment awareness is spreading across the country. Today, the students coming out of universities and colleges are very well aware of the various investment opportunities like equities, equity derivatives, currency derivatives, commodity derivatives, and so on. Gone are the days when they would work for many years before they understand some of these products. Mutual funds, for example, have already become quite extremely well known and well understood. So we've made progress in the last two and a half decades, and significant progress at that.
Now, how NSE is tailoring this digital initiatives to deepen the transactions?
No, NSE is, doing a few things. One, we do a large number of investor awareness programs, almost 20,000 programs every year. Two, we have signed memorandum of understanding with several state governments to undertake what is known as student skilling programs. This is aimed at students in the university final year mainly, and the objective is to tell them about the various opportunities in capital markets and encourage them to explore capital markets. Three, we are trying to engage with entrepreneurs around the country to explain to them how they can get listed on NSE and raise money for their business and for their venture to go up to the next level. Four, we've been engaging with municipal corporations across the country and telling them that they can easily issue municipal bonds and raise capital for their small projects and not wait for governmental assistance endlessly. So, for example, very recently in Tamil Nadu, of course, the Chennai Municipal Corporation has done 2 issuances. Now the Tirupur Municipal Corporation as well as Coimbatore Municipal Corporation have also come out with municipal bond issuances that have all been successfully subscribed. So this is a good trend. So NSE as a platform wants to make sure that the platform is well utilized, and the advantages of the platform are enjoyed by everybody across the country. So that's the mission we are on.
What are the digital initiatives that have been taken to deepen the things? Now, in fact, participation beyond metro cities.
No, in terms of participation beyond the metro cities, more than what we can do in terms of being present everywhere, we have adopted the digital methods of creating awareness. So if you look at the ecosystem today, there are brokers who have apps, who have web-based front ends through which a lot of literature is shared to these tier 2, tier 3 cities, etc. And there NSE has done a remarkable thing in terms of online translating the website into multiple Indian languages. We have already got 12 languages on the platform and trying to increase the number of languages in which the website can be understood, can be read and understood. We are also trying to adopt a local approach in terms of the vernacular medium of communication, and trying to take the entire thing to the last mile.
We do see a lot of discussions around the thing that AI in financial this thing is it's gaining more momentum in market gains.
No, AI can be used for good purposes, and also it can be dangerous if it is not well understood and used in the right way. So, we want to caution investors to be very careful before they, blindly adopt an AI suggested algorithm or AI suggested solution to any of their asks or problems. So investors must be very careful because it's very easy to lose money, and we have to remember that we have to be long-term oriented and try to be investors and not traders.
What are the other initiatives that have been taken by the NSE regarding this kind of situation, that more participation using AI in the market scenario as well as the exchange operations?
No, we don't look at using AI to increase the number of trades or to increase the participation, etc. We use AI in a defensive way in order to make sure that there are good checks and balances in terms of identifying behavioral patterns that may not be good for the market integrity, or mischief that can help us catch mischief makers, if any. We use AI to go through reams and reams of pages that will take many days to read and understand. But if AI can do that in a few minutes or seconds, then we are using it parallelly to see if those conclusions are indeed correct. And if we develop the required level of comfort, maybe then we can expedite the ease of doing business and improve the quality of the overall experience.
Now, how far the NSE is going to take steps to use this AI as a practical way of thinking from the exchange operations?
No, the exchange operations can be complex and overwhelming, particularly given that the number of trades is going up all the time. So in that overall scenario, AI can quickly decipher data and tell us what the big data is producing in terms of themes, trends, and therefore what preparation we should be next undertaking in order to be able to support the ecosystem in the same efficient way. That's where AI can help us. It can help us identify warning signals. It can help us identify trends and themes in advance and be better prepared for what's coming.
No, with regard to the recent situation, how do you see this kind of gold prices fluctuating every day, in fact, up and down? So this was creating some kind of volatility in the market scenario. And we will see also large number of mushrooming agencies sending through social medias that we are doing large number of trading, we are doing invest in us, like this kind of things. What kind of safety measures the NSE is advising to this kind of situation?
In fact, more than NSE, the Securities Exchange Board of India, SEBI, who is our capital markets regulator, has issued an advisory, a warning message to investors not to subscribe to digital gold through unregulated platforms. So the first thing that we tell investors is please trade only through regulated platforms like the stock exchanges or the mutual funds, where you cannot go wrong in terms of the safety, overall safety of the people that you're entrusting your money to. Secondly, the quality concerns around gold, etc., can be better addressed if gone through the regulatory framework. Therefore, the most important thing for an investor to remember is that, when it's gold or silver, there is bound to be volatility, but there are regulated products available within commodity derivatives platform of the National Stock Exchange through which they can hedge their portfolio risk. So we want to tell investors that, if you think you are going to be affected by the volatility, you can always hedge your portfolio risk through commodity derivatives products on NSE. At the same time, we will, also be able to guide people with any training programs or any assistance that they may require.
And that is why large number of agencies are right now involved in social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that, like trading. Despite SEBI had made its warning like this, not to involve in such kind of fake or illegal digital transactions or anything like that. What NSE is going to do to create awareness to this kind of people?
No, so whenever anybody reaches out to us, highlighting an institution or an unregulated firm doing things which are not permitted by SEBI or by the regulatory agencies, then we try to bring them down by taking quick action. We have identified a few firms doing dabba trading illegally. Yeah. We have brought them down by lodging the police complaint and taking necessary steps. So we are very happy to do that.
Do you have any percentage of how many number of such kind of incidents are reported in India? Anything like that?
No, whenever we get a call or a message or an email, we jump into action and file the police complaint, report it to regulators.
Do you know any numbers or anything?
We can share the numbers offline with you. I don't have it off the mind just that.
Okay. And one more thing is what the budget is likely to be. What is your budget expectation?
No, the market participants have expressed a view that they would like to see some reduction in STT, which is seen as the major contributor of the cost of trading. And of course, foreign investors have spoken about long-term capital gains tax, if it can be done away with. That can help them because repatriation can be more efficient, and we will then be on par with some of the other countries that they invest into. overall, I think many industries are expecting some relief because they have all been going through a tough time thanks to the geopolitical situation and the fact that tariffs are affecting some of them. So I think the budget can be expected to be producing some of these outcomes.
Now, what's the new things that's likely to be expected from NSE in the coming days?
So NSE is lining up to improve the available products in the commodities segment.
Yeah.
For example, we have approvals to launch a Brent crude oil contract, a 10-gram gold contract, and also a natural gas contract based on Indian prices. These are three products which will get launched very soon. We are also seeing increasing participation in our WTI crude oil contract, and we are also trying to see if there are any amendments required in the current product proposition within commodities. Apart from that, we are waiting for approval for launching the government bond index derivatives and corporate bond index derivatives. On currency derivatives, we are hoping for some relief from the regulators so that the volumes can be better in that space.
Well, despite European Union and India had signed a deal regarding this, what is the market expected of?
No, the market expects that alternative arrangements and frameworks come in so that they can start exporting to other countries rather than to the United States. So, because of the tariff applied to India, obviously there are some industries that have got affected as they have to shift away from the US, and those are the industries that will be looking for some relief through the trade deal with the European Union.
Now, onto this crisis of war situation globally with Russia-Ukraine war or anything like that, and this tariff issues are likely fluctuating like this from the US. What kind of impact do you foresee in the coming days for the Indian market is concerned?
No, the impact has already, had its say in the last several months.
Yeah.
It's not something that has to happen now. What you are going to see now is the improvement because of the fact that European Union is signing a trade deal. It can take away some of the pain point from some of the sectors that have got impacted.
Yeah, and do you foresee any kind of changes in the market scenario after that? It may go up or anything like that. It may go down or anything like that if the tariff situation continues with US.
No, I think, overall, every country has some challenge with respect to the tariffs with the US. And that is going to lead to a rebalancing of trade and how international trade happens across the world between countries and blocks of countries.
Yeah.
So that is an overall trend which is playing out, and it will have its own ramifications. I think India is a strong geography in the country, in the world, sorry. And, given how important we are with, 1.5 billion people, whatever trade deals we work out now will have a significant, impact, hopefully positive impact for the industries that are currently going through a tough time.
Now, with the gold prices shooting up every day and the same, do you see that this is the right investment for the investor to invest in gold or any silver or any other metals?
See, investors take those calls in terms of which asset class they want to be exposed to.
Yeah.
Typically in India, investors have traditionally had a liking for gold and real estate. But over the last 3 decades of NSE, we have seen that equity investments actually produce a great return over a longer term standpoint. And if you look at the fact that, it is so easy to buy or sell equity vis-a-vis real estate or gold, and also the fact that, in the case of gold, you have to keep the gold. There is a risk that you are running with day in and day out, and there is a cost attached to all of this stuff. I think equity investing has been, deemed to be the simplest way to grow your money in the longer term. And also it's easy to transfer your, holdings to another person and so on and so forth. So I think, if you compare the return from different asset classes, it may appear that for a short period of time here and there, another asset class is doing better. But in the overall, 20 or 30 year kind of time frame, equity seems to come out on top.
So with the gold prices are shooting up like this every day, we see from 70,000 to 1 lakh, it has crossed 1 lakh. There are some reports of rumors stating that from social media like that, in next 5 years it may cross even 2,50,000 per sovereign of gold. people are rushing to buy gold now, to investing in